Something like it.
And now they can see us. Oh shit. Hey everyone. Welcome to the goddamn show. I'm Chuck. And we're going to play some Pathfinder, I think. Brouhaha, new adventure. Yes. Brand new campaign. Pathfinder 2, set in the same campaign or same setting as the other Pathfinder campaign. So really my goal here is just to lead to a full party versus party PvP kind of thing. So we'll see if I get lucky in that.
But it'll be turn-based across the weeks, though.
Yeah. It's going to be super slow and boring. We're going to get online.
We do our turn.
Like the old playing by post.
Yeah, we're going to stream for like 5 minutes. And then we'll go to the next one and stream for 5. It's going to take like 8 months, but it's going to be so tedious to watch. So you're welcome.
Yeah, and you're going to love it, right?
Yes, you are. Because, thanks, Tyler.
Oh man, look at that. Tyler's okay.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking know. What are we even doing here? We're playing a game. All right, welcome to the goddamn show. This is, what are we calling this? The Saviors of Vruz, another Pathfinder campaign. And we have a new party here to do new things. So I'll kind of set the stage a little bit, then we'll get into some introductions, and then we'll get into some action. A couple years ago, the Great War came to an end. And this Great War was between the Kingdom of Brudor to the east and the kingdom that we're going to be playing in, Kingdom of Vruz. The Kingdom of Vruz lost. They, didn't win. After the King of Brudor conquered Vruz, they set up a new provisional kind of government to run things until they get something a little more permanent in place, kind of handle the transition of power. But the Kingdom of Vruz is all about adventurers and heroes and letting them do their fucking thing to make the world a better place. So pretty much the Kingdom of Brudor put out an open invite to heroes from all over the land, or adventurers, mercenaries, whatever you want to call them. Come to Vruz, do your fucking thing. Tame this land. So specifically, we're going to be playing in the capital city, the city of Zolb. Zolb was the kind of the linchpin in the defeat of Vruz. There's a giant siege that was laid to the city. Lasted for a while, really interrupted things. And now the church, so players, if you go to the journal section, the little book, there's going to be a folder called Player Notes. In there, there's a thing called Factions, so you can see all the factions. Now, both parties are going to be filling this out, so there may be shit in there you don't know anything about, but, fun times. There's also going to be Zolb districts, different districts in the city. We've got a city map if you want to look at the city map. And then there's a folder called Friday Group. That's all of you. Each of you have your own folder as well as your own journal as well as a group journal. So if you want to keep notes, you can keep them there. If you want to, you don't fucking have to. But anyway, you all have been, I don't want to say commissioned, you've been sponsored by the Temple of the First Vault, the Church of Abadar. Abadar is kind of the deity of civilization, prosperity, open commerce, shit like that. So through the Temple of the First Vault, they're providing you room and board. They've got large barracks, so if you all need to rest, you're welcome to do so there. They serve 3 meals a day, which are free to all of you. And, the clergy in the temple can be a good source of knowledge. So if you have questions about, different groups, different areas, different regions, shit like that, insight on things, you can always ask them. You don't have to. So yeah, we're playing in Zolb, the city of Zolb, the capital city. You're all sponsored by that church. And yeah, that's kind of our introduction. You're just here to do, hero adventure type shit. Yeah, let's do our fucking character introduction. So we're going to go in the order of the overlay. I've got a new order chosen randomly. Yeah, we're going to do introductions. So we're going to go in the order, which means Tyler is first. Tyler, who the fuck are you?
Hi,
And who the fuck are you playing?
I'm Tyler. I'm one of the defenders of Kobold. I am playing the gnome paladin, gnome champion, Absalon, who is in service of Caden, the accidental deity, because if my parents are to believe, I too am an accident.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, so tonight, not so much a thing, but in future sessions, what we're going to do is we're going to steal. Hey, Sammy, thanks for the sub. We're going to steal some mechanics from like Alien. We're going to pick our buddies and our rivals in the party. And we're going to have some secret agendas too. Some additional kind of things to play with in the background. But moving on, there's a Jake.
I'm Jake. I'm also with the Defenders of Kobold. I will be playing a human bard named Guy Cheddar. He is an entertainer, first, foremost, and always.
That's wonderful. Purely wonderful. All right. Moving on down, we have an Irene.
Howdy, I'm Irene. I'm here on the Defenders of Kobold. I think that's not where I'm streaming anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, tonight I'm playing Shade, and they are a flesh warp swashbuckler. They are made out of metal and flesh. They're a monster.
Yeah. It's going to go great. People totally aren't going to be confused by their appearance.
At all.
Never once.
Yeah. All right. Over on the other side, we got a Joe.
Hello, I'm a Joe. I'm playing Basil, the Leshy, who is a basil tree bush. I think is it bush or tree?
Shrub. I don't fucking know.
Shrub.
Oh,
Yeah. Basil person. He is a druid emissary. He's like 500 something years old and is trying to give voice to the trees and other plants that don't have any political representation in the area.
You're like the fucking
That's his,
Lorax.
A little bit.
All right. Moving on down, there's a Liz.
Hey, yes, I am indeed a Liz. I am playing Carden, who is a Draxi sprite sorcerer. They are going to be very interesting along with their trusty corgi mount named Wilbur, I think it was.
Wilbur.
Wilbur was the decided name.
It's a good name for a corgi.
Or Winston, sorry. It was Winston, not
Okay.
Wilbur. Yeah, it was Winston.
Okay. It's going to be one of those things where the name changes like every 5 minutes.
I mean,
Just to
if
keep
you don't
everyone
pay
on their
attention
toes.
to it,
Yeah.
I mean, no one's going to notice.
Yeah.
Who's going to know?
All right. Last and not least, there's a Dan.
Hey, everybody. Dan with the Defenders, and I'm playing a Kitsune cleric who hopefully will do okay keeping the party alive. That's pretty much just what they're built for. Is
Well, yeah. We'll see. Your job is to keep them alive, and my job is to try and make them unalive. So,
yeah.
kind of diametrically opposed in that.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm probably not good for much else than that. So.
Okay. Yeah. So we pick up in the Temple of the First Vault. Say breakfast is just wrapping up. Simple breakfast, but filling. Yeah, you're all kind of milling about together. We'll figure out how your adventuring party came together later, because it's not something we need to come up with now. and your contact, your main person you deal with in the church, Father Duncan. He approaches you all. How are you all settling in? Your bunks were comfortable, I hope.
Oh, this place is
Yeah.
really great, babe. I'm getting a lot of information that I could use in the future. This experience is just invaluable. Thank you very much, babe.
Oh, that's the most glowing review I've ever had. Make sure you put that on Yelp. Do you all have any?
Expecting-
What's that? Do you all have any designs on your day yet?
Just doing God's
I don't know if you have anything
We're
particular
fairly new to
picked
the
out.
city, so
Oh, I understand. Well, listen. I've seen that you all haven't, had the chance to really strike out and get it doing what you do. So I heard through the grapevine that there's a rather
What was his
tiny-
name?
Father Duncan.
No, the grapevine.
Oh, I don't know. It's a figure of speech, my tiny
okay.
friend.
My bad.
It's fine. I understand. There's something's come up, kind of a paid job, if you will. If you're all interested, it's very time sensitive. In fact, it happens tonight.
Oh,
Do tell.
soon.
Yes,
that's very soon.
Usually things don't pop off this quick, but shit happens.
Two phrases I didn't expect a priest to say.
I'm
That's
a cool
very woke priest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Popping off.
you should
Hey,
see me
kids,
on
you
my
want to
guitar.
talk about Abadar?
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh no.
Well, no. It would be Stairway to Heaven.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Or
That's
or is it
right.
here we go again?
So the professional, the government, the steward who's in charge of the government has actually put out a bounty of sorts. I don't know if that's the best way to refer to it. We've heard rumor that one of the gangs in town is moving some form of illicit product tonight. And so the bounty is, if you capture the supplies or whatever they're moving and turn it over, you'll get, it's 200 gold. But if you find out who the supplies were getting moved to, who was receiving them, it's another 100 gold.
What kind of illicit supplies?
I don't know.
Mm,
That would be your job.
I see.
So if we wait until they deliver them, then we get paid 300 gold.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to certainly look at it, yeah.
Shade speaks up. Do you have the gang? Do you have the name of the gang?
Yes. It's let me see, it's in my notes. Yes, there it is. It's called the Boar Squad.
The Lore Squad. I would like to roll underworld lore on them.
Sure, go for it.
Just sort of see if Shade knows anything about them.
Sure.
Just realized that in chat I put grape vibes instead of grape vines, but I feel like
Great vibes. That's
Both
that's
works.
right. All
I
right,
still
so
want it. I mean,
10's not terrible. So pretty much with that, you've probably heard of the Boar Squad before, and you've probably heard that they're based out of somewhere in the oh my gosh, what's the name of that joint? I gotta look at the city map. Bone Row. So that's section 10 if you're looking at the city map. Kind of down to the very southeast.
well, that's
You've heard, So some background information that probably Shade would be specifically privy on is the big movers in the underground here in the city of Zolb is the large, powerful thieves guild called the Vorobar. And all gangs in some way either report directly to the Vorobar or pay some kind of tithe to the Vorobar.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the information you would have off that underworld lore is that they, you've heard of them. They're based out of Bone Row. And I'll tell you what, a little freebie is that you've heard that they get their name because their kind of, gang, gimmick is they all wield boar spears. So, but yeah, we've heard that they're going to be moving something. They're going to be leaving out of the Bone Row at some point tonight to go deliver this product. So yeah, capture whatever the fuck it is that they've got, and then find out who it was going to, and turn that in at the castle, and they'll pay 300 gold.
Okie dokie. Is there bonuses if we bring some of them in?
I don't know.
300 gold sounds pretty bonusy to me.
Sounds like
Yeah.
I should have gone and talked to an actual grapevine.
Yeah,
Find that grapevine and ask more questions.
that'd be a hilarious way to play like a rogue Leshy. That's like an information broker. So pretty fun.
You've heard it from the grape. Yeah, that'd be great.
Pretty funny.
I mean, and if, you're wanting something to do during the day, there's not a lot that I've got leads on at the moment. The only other thing is that there's apparently been a lot of theft happening over in the market, which would be based out of like the old district, kind of in the center of town. But, it's just,
We can check it out on our way back.
yeah,
On our way out, yeah.
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
Well, we do have a whole day to kill, so
Yeah, I mean, we can just go hang out there and try to keep crime down a
Act
little
as
bit.
security.
There you
Yeah.
go. Just keep
People
a general
watch,
eye
get
out.
an idea of how the people in this town operate.
yeah, that's a good idea, actually, Guy Cheddar.
Do enjoy people.
Thanks, babe.
Okay. So with that, he, he kind of flags down on your map where the market would be at and where Bone Row is. He's just like, we don't have much information on where they're going to be moving the equipment through, but your best bet is there's just one bridge that cuts over the river that separates Bone Row from the rest of the city. So posting up around that bridge would probably be, a good way to
Like right here.
yep, exactly.
Yep.
Probably closer to there.
That too.
On this side of the bridge, is there any is it like super well maintained? Is there any like sort of shrubbery or vines or moss or anything that's like overgrown any part of this bridge?
Are you
that
asking
can hide
him?
in? Yeah, I'm asking him or just anyone.
Like,
that would know.
I don't know. I don't get out that way very often. I mean, park features and landscaping. Bone Row is not exactly what you would call a, happening, well-maintained place. So I don't
Maybe this
know.
guy's looking for him.
You'd have to go look.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
we're doing a little bit of scouting before it gets dark too.
Do you
Yeah.
want some company with that there, Basil?
What was that?
Would you like company with that?
Oh yeah, sure. I'd like to see if there's a good place I can hide while we wait out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like we just
what I'm
kinda need
going
to-
for, too. Yeah.
To wait on this bridge till people cross it. So So we know that they're going to be coming across that bridge. We don't know where the drop's happening, though.
Right.
We don't.
The information that he conveys is that they're bringing something in from Bone Row. And if they're bringing something in from Bone Row into the city, getting over the river, there's one bridge.
Okay. Would I know if there's any sort of like docks or anything that people ever go across the river directly in, or
I
do
mean, yeah,
people only
there'll be docks lining the river. It's a large or wide river. It's not overly deep, but yeah, I mean, there would be docks.
Okay.
So what's happening?
All right.
All right, so it
Guess I want
sounds
to
like
go to the bridge.
it sounds like Basil and Shade are going to go to the bridge, and everybody else is going to the market.
Is that
Did I hear-
true?
I'd be okay with going to the bridge. I feel like checking it out during the day would be a good idea.
So do y'all want to go to the bridge, do some
We can-
scouting, and then
We can avoid splitting the party first thing in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time we get agency, split the party.
Fuck you guys, I'm going over here.
Screw this. I'm out. Yeah.
and then let me introduce to you surprise encounters. No, yeah.
Oh, no.
So yeah, you all gather up your gear and you take the walk across town. It's maybe a good hour or so walk getting out to Bone Row. It's a large city. As you kind of
Okay.
leave out of the core of the city, you make it past the large city walls. You can see that you then move into the East Bank. East Bank, it's not a bad area. It's a large neighborhood, the largest kind of, district, fueled by a lot of trade coming and going from the river. But then you make it to this bridge, old stone bridge, wide enough. You can see that on the east bank of it. Lots of docks, lots of dock workers, very active, very lively area. Moving across this old cobblestone bridge, it's very much you're kind of moving into like the slums. The buildings are in disrepair. The streets are overgrown with grass. Why don't you go ahead and just give me a perception test there, Joe?
All right.
I would also like to do a perception test to
Sure.
see if Shade can spot out any places to stake out.
Sure.
Right.
Or actually, a good idea would be to check and see if they can see where potential locations for drops might be. I think
Okay.
that's more important.
Okay.
While we're digging around, I might go ahead and do detect magic just to see if there's anything out of sorts, just right
Okay.
out of the gate.
So Basil, you actually do see kind of like where the connection between the road and the bridge is, off to the side of the road a little bit, kind of up against an old abandoned looking building. There's a bunch of overgrown shrubbery, so you could probably
Sweet.
blend into that pretty easily.
All right.
Shade, it's surrounded by, old abandoned buildings. If they were going to exchange goods, I mean, they could just pick a building. You do see that across the street from where this shrubbery bush is that Basil's eyeballing, there is a 2-story building. Second stories looks to be in good shape. You could possibly use that as a place where you could get a good vantage point over the bridge, but as far as a place where they could be doing a drop or exchange, I mean, place is loaded with it.
Okay.
We know it's going into the city, at least, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Dan, you do your detect magic. You don't really pick up anything around here.
That's fine. I didn't expect to, but just in case, something was pre-stashed or something like that,
Yeah,
maybe.
no, nothing.
All right. So Shade's going to go ahead and point out to the party the building that they found. So I think that would be a good place for us to hide out. My main concern, though, is Basil looks like he's looking for bushes to hide in. Now, I don't remember.
Yep.
Anybody got like bows or shit like that? So we can cover them in
dart.
case shit goes. You got a dart?
I got a dart.
You got a dart. Okay.
That's magic.
I pick up a rock.
Caden doesn't believe in attacking enemies from beyond their eyesight.
Ah,
So I have a
That's why
rapier.
you yell at them first, and then
Wow.
then you can
Get
throw a
him,
rock
get
at
him to
them.
come close now.
Exactly,
funny
babe.
because
I got a
cast
whistle
at
you
him.
can borrow.
anyways.
Hear you
Okay.
whistle, baby.
So, okay. All right, that's fine. That we should be fine. We're just staking them out, right? No, we're doing more than that. We're doing more than that.
Taking
But
out and then
intervening.
going nuts. Maybe.
Maybe.
Probably going nuts on the wrong people, but going nuts.
Only time will tell.
Getting paid for it, so
So yeah. How did the first floor, like, is there places to hide in that on the first floor as well?
First floor is pretty much gutted, but there are some little rooms and cubbies here and there. So I mean, you could find a place to hide, but there's no like furniture. There's no sign of anyone living here.
course.
Second floor, it looks like at some point there may be like squatters of some kind. You can see the signs of like an old like fire barrel are set up in there. Some old, moldy, moth-eaten sleeping mats are in one corner.
I do have a question. Just while everybody's looking around at stuff, how much foot traffic is this bridge getting? Like, is it fairly busy during the day, or is it not even busy during the day?
Yeah, there's some traffic here and there during the day. Yes.
Okay.
Let's see
Might
what-
be worth just kind of keeping track of how busy it is, because towards nightfall, if it throws off, that should hopefully make things easier for us.
Yeah.
just started again out of nowhere and it startled the heck out of me.
But yeah, there's foot traffic going back and forth. Not much you see in the way of commerce. It mainly looks like worn down people. People look like they probably don't have much in the way of personal wealth by any means. Kind of moving back and forth. Maybe some of them go empty-handed. You may see some people coming back. Looks like they're getting food or whatnot from the markets that are in the city of center of town. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I figure that can help us maybe identify something later.
Okay. Anything else here?
I don't think I have anything else that Shade is interested in checking out at the moment. So we'll probably head to the market and start doing our guard duty stuff, I guess.
It would probably be good to go to the market just to see if there's
Yes,
anyone
please.
we could maybe get friendly with.
Okay.
That too, yeah.
So yeah, market that's off of the old district. That's number 1 there that I've pinged. So yeah, you just take the main road back into town. I will say that when you get to the market, it's active, it's lively. Actually, hang on, I've got a scene where we can see the market. I forgot I set that up. So we'll just hop over to that.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you find yourself in the market. There's a heavy guard presence. Now, one thing some of you would all know is that the actual city guard itself, there's not a lot of guards. The provisional government has been having a difficult time hiring their own guards and getting them to stay on. So most of the guard contingent has been supplemented by a contract that the provisional government has taken up with, hang on, it's in the player notes if you go to factions. The Glorious Hammer, it's the large fighter guild in town. So a lot of the members of the Glorious Hammer are filling in as guards during these, troubled times. So you can see a bunch of these guards. They're not in standard uniforms. They do have like the emblem of the King of Rudor on them. But they, milling about, keeping an eye on things. Kind of looking around, you can see that there's actually a handful of stalls that have been kind of smashed, and people are working on like rebuilding them here and there. Yeah, looks like there was some kind of commotion here recently. But yeah, you can see there's plenty of markets buying, trading food goods. There's someone going around, and any crates that are out and about, you can see a couple of these glorious hammer guards going in and making sure that every crate gets open, and they inspect the insides of them. So what all do you want to do?
Maybe we check in with the guards first. That way, if we start any trouble or anything like that, they know who we are first.
I'd like to walk up to one of the ones that's like checking one of the crates and ask like what happened, and
Sure.
looks like there's been something that we just missed.
Yeah.
Do we have anything that like suggests we're here working with the temple, or
No. But I mean, everyone's well aware that adventurers and heroes and mercenaries are flooding into town. So they usually presume the people who definitely look out of place are probably some of those people. So a tiny little plant, little basil plant, waddles
Yep.
up to, some big burly guard with a crowbar in hand. He pops the lid off a crate, kind of moves it aside, takes a real careful look in, kind of like, closes it back up, like, all right, it's good to go. And as he kind of turns around from that, there's Basil, like, oh, shit. Thought someone dropped a house plant. Hey there,
I get that a lot.
I can see that. I can see that.
What are you looking for in those crates?
Oh, monsters.
Oh. Is that related to all the broken stuff around here? Or
Y'all didn't hear about the protest a handful of days ago?
we're kind of new in town?
That's fair.
no?
Yeah, so the Farmers Union held a big protest a couple days ago here in the city square, or in the market. And someone, we haven't figured out who yet, decided it would be a great thing to crash this by sneaking in a couple nasty monsters and some crates. Broke out, started smashing the place up, murdering people. Luckily, there was another group of, able warriors floating around, and they helped drive the monsters, slay them. But ever since then, we've been on been a little more careful. And we have to inspect every crate, keep a repeat incident from happening.
Seems fair.
So why was there a protest? What were they protesting?
Farmers Union, I don't fucking know. I don't follow that shit.
What kind of monsters are we talking about here?
Big, gnarly looking, weird teeth, claws, weird mottled
Monster
skin. Yeah.
Yeah, as he's saying this, like Shade just sort of retreats farther into their cloak
Yeah,
there.
Guy is actually looking at Shade like, where were you yesterday?
He said they got killed,
Yeah.
So,
When exactly
like,
did you get into town? No.
so you say monsters, not like animals?
No,
Like specifically
full-on
monsters?
fucking like monsters. They dusted the inside of the crates with iron powder to keep anyone from being able to detect what was inside of it. So, none of
Oh,
that couldn't be
Oh, wow.
detected.
that's pretty
naturally. Yeah,
sophisticated.
some kind of strange terrorist attack.
Seems strangely powerful for members of the Farmers Guild to be aware of.
Well, they were killing, the monsters were killing Farmer Guild members, so
Oh, okay.
pretty sure that they
One
weren't
thing
behind
about
it.
Was their protest planned?
Yeah, They had permits and everything.
Sounds like someone
Uh,
doesn't want the farmers union to get what they want.
Could be. I don't know.
Is there any sort of pattern to the crates that they burst out of that we can find? Does it look like they
No, well,
all came from one particular shipment or something?
Well, the group that helped kill the monsters checked it out, and I wasn't here that day, but the guards who did put a full report in, and they were just plain kind of large crates. Showed up overnight, had some other stuff stacked on top of them. No kind of labels. Another adventuring group. I don't even know. There's so many of them in town these days.
Well, I mean, short of the long of it, we're here because we heard there was some crime going on around here, and I think we're, gonna see if we could just help keep an eye on things for a little bit while we wait to move
Have you
on
been
to
in
our
this city
next-
long? There's fucking crime everywhere, man.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I mean,
Temple was concerned with this place here, so
okay. Well, I mean, you don't cause any trouble and free to do whatever the hell you want. If you're looking for more specifics, you might talk with some of the vendors around here. They might know a little more.
Okay.
Anyway, I got more crates to check out, so you all have fun with that. I'm going to go, hopefully not get my face eaten off as I open up this next crate.
I hope
Well, good luck with that.
is where it
Call
is.
for help. Good luck.
If shit happens, you'll hear me screaming, so yeah, that's
As
my
we
call for
walk
help.
As we walk away, Cardin will specifically walk between Shade and the guy we were talking to try to obscure their view.
Aren't you a little short for that?
I got Winston with me.
Okay.
I gotta be able to keep up with the group.
Okay. As you ride your corgi mounts.
Precisely.
Yeah. What all do you want to do? If you're making noises, Dan, it's not coming through.
I wasn't. I was more just thinking. I suppose we can go talk to some shop owners.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Especially one of them that looks like they were particularly hit by all the commotion. I bet they'd have a
sure.
good account of it.
That'd be a good idea.
So, yeah, if you look around, you can see here in the market, there's a few different things. There's some shops that kind of line it, so actual stores. You can see there's some stands, semi-permanent structures just made for people to come sell their goods for a day. And then there's people selling goods out of like the back of wagons and whatnot. You look around, you can see that, of the shops themselves, let me make sure I say the right words. You can see there's an apothecary, an armorer, weaponsmith, a magic shop. There's a pub. You can see all sorts of different kind of stalls selling different things. Vegetables, fruits, meats, trade goods. There's even hang on a sec.
And things in a book.
Yeah. All sorts of different stalls. You actually see there's one stall kind of on the far side of the shop. Looks to be in good shape, still doing business. Some kind of drink vendor. But yeah, you can also see that there's wagons selling different kind of foods. You can see kind of towards the southern area, it seems to be that was what was hurt most difficult. You can see there's a dude who is, a stall, older man, is hammering the old stall back together. Looks like it got smashed. But there's a young girl sitting on a wagon right next to it who's selling cabbages out of the back of the wagon. It looks like, if you're looking for someone that was hit hard, these people would probably fit that bill.
Nothing like hurting the cabbage stand, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we all knew I was making that joke.
I want to walk up and I'll address the cabbage first, and then the girl, and then the shopkeeper.
Okay.
And then ask what they saw.
So the old man eventually. Let me do this. We're gonna populate something. We're gonna call it the cabbage vendor. And so as we play this, as we find things out in the city, I'm going to leave a lot of the mental lifting up to all of you. So, Joe, tell me what this man introduces him. What's his name?
Let's see. Let's give him Scott. What's his name?
His name is Scott. Scott the Cabbage Man.
Scott Cabbage Man.
All right. So I rolled a 6. Dan,
Oh no.
I want you to tell me, this Scott the Cabbage Man has some kind of distinguishing mark on him. Something stands out. Could be scar, hair, clothing, anything. Something that really makes him stand out. What is that?
Gosh. I want to say he's got this weirdly cabbage patterned outfit that he's wearing.
Sure.
It just is painful to look at.
Cabbage themed outfit.
Cabbage
Is it
themed
painful
outfit.
to look at because of the design, or is it painful to look at because it's made out of cabbages?
Because it's actually made out of cabbages.
Okay.
Very, yeah, it looks like he has to reattach his leaves every day.
I mean, you gotta do something with all
Very
that
poor
cabbage.
taste.
Yeah.
So he's like, I thought one of my cabbages rolled out. Oh, my apologies. I'm a little in the middle of something here. Is there anything I can help you all out with? If you want to buy cabbages, my granddaughter there'd happy to take care of you.
No, we were just wondering. Looks like you're hit pretty hard by whatever commotion was going on yesterday. We're trying to get some information on it.
He will point out it was actually like 2 days ago. But yeah,
Okay.
damn monsters just exploded out of a couple crates, started murdering people. They smashed my cabbage stand. I was standing here in the street like, my cabbages! It was pandemonium. Luckily, I was able to hide and find cover, and it was just me working that day, so... But,
Were there any
This
of
was
like
a
your
couple
crates that burst open, or
no, there was none of my stuff. What did you ask there, Cardin? Liz?
He specified that this happened a couple of days ago. Didn't the guard say it happened yesterday?
no? I think
they said
I think the
couple
guard
days.
said earlier this week. Yeah.
Yeah, I remembered it wrong.
I'm confused then. Never mind.
Okay, a couple days ago is when it happened.
Okay,
So.
it's fine.
I bet he blended right in with his cabbages with that natural camouflage
Yeah.
he's wearing.
And they started just murdering people in the streets. Group of adventurers was already here kind of watching over the protest. And luckily they killed the damn thing.
Was it one creature or several
There's
creatures?
2 of them. One busted out one per crate. There were 2 crates, 2 creatures.
Did the crates look like they belonged to anybody you knew? I mean,
No, I've already been worked through the full line of questions by the guards. But yeah, no, unmarked. They were here when I set up in the morning. Here all day, and then just randomly exploded. Monsters, murder. It was quite disturbing.
Was there any sort of like thing that happened before? Was there like a signal or a whistle or a bell or anything that happened before they burst out that you can remember?
Not that I noticed. Just seemed to happen randomly. I mean, there was so much going on. I mean, this place was packed that day. You know, all the, protesters.
Are there any shrubs or trees in this market area?
Sure, yeah.
I want to ask one of them what happened.
Can you talk to plants?
Yes.
Yeah.
While they're doing all of that, Shade's just gonna sort of wander over to the girl who's selling the cabbages, and just slip her a gold coin.
Oh wow, that's like 30 cabbages. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. We might get to close up early today. You got something to carry all these cabbages in?
We're taking them to. I don't know if they do. Let me check.
You might have
I
like a
don't-
backpack or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Maybe.
They have a backpack.
30 cabbages aren't going to fit in a backpack.
I know.
They're
but
not.
We can maybe divide it up among us if you want.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Or we could not, just give her the
No,
coin.
no.
Oh, okay.
That's not an option. Shade's giving her a coin.
okay. So you gain a gold. You
No,
all.
I yeah. Well, I just meant give it as a gift, not require cabbages in return.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Shade's gonna just like hold up a hand. Just
Wow.
if you must feed or if you must exchange these cabbages, give them to the next person who looks hungry.
Okay.
That
I can do
works.
that. I heard wedge salads are pretty big right now, so someone could be set for life with 30 cabbages.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. She tucks it into her pocket.
Hardin would like to go back to the main shopkeep and inquire if they know what the farmers union was protesting.
So the cabbage vendor.
Yes.
Okay. We'll come back to that. Joe, what did you want to ask this bush? Let's say it's like a some kind of flower bush or something like that.
So I get very, very, very limited information from plants, but
Okay.
Basil doesn't care, and he still
Okay.
talks to them as if they're people,
Yeah.
and pretends to infer the rest. So he'll ask a lot of the same questions, like, "Oh, did you see what happened that day?" And did you notice anything happening before the creatures burst out?
So you'll get. Did you see what happened? The bush will give an indication, like, yes, sensories of it was scary. Did you see what happened before? Yeah, it was boring, and then scary. I don't know how much information you get with your talk with plants.
No, that's about it.
Okay.
I can get very, very little things, but he
Okay.
just feels compelled to ask them as well.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so it's Cardin. Is that how you're saying it?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to ask the shopkeep? Or the cabbage vendor? Scott the
With
cabbage
the
man.
protests that are with the protests that are going on around here, do you happen to know what it is they're upset about?
Oh yeah. I it's a good cause. I support the union and their protests here and there. I'm actually a member of it, but things are tight right now, so I couldn't take a day off to protest with them. But yeah, they're mad at the government fucking around with all the farmers' land. During the siege of the town, the invaders, they went and they drove all the farmers outside of town off their land. And then after things settled down, the provisional government was set up. Rather than just letting the farmers go back to their own homes, the government got it in their heads that they wanted to assign plots of land to specific farmers. So, they took all the land and then they started divvying it out to different farmers. So people didn't get to go back to their homes. They didn't go back to the land they worked for a long time. And they're especially mad because it seems like some of the bigger farmers who, are good buddies with the 7 coins, they got preferential treatment. They got land faster and they got better cuts of land. So you all would be aware, it's common knowledge. The 7 coins it's the big merchants guild in town.
So, how heavily are they enforcing that? Like, if they divvied up plots of land and then you were assigned, person B's house, and then person B got your house, were you allowed to like swap amongst yourselves?
That would
Or
so the Steve or Scott the Cabbage Man, he would be able to point out, it's all up to whoever ends up in what plot of land. Technically, when the government gave someone a plot of land, they became the owners of everything on that land and everything within that plot. So if a farmer ends up owning someone else's house, then it's up to that farmer whether or not they wanted to give back their personal effects.
Okay.
And about these crates, did you notice anything weird about how were they there when the protest started?
They were there the morning when I showed up. They weren't there the night before. And then the next morning when I came in to set up, there was a stack of crates that wasn't there before. Didn't really think about it. I mean, there's always crates stacked around here.
Well, sure, that makes sense. But do you know of anyone in particular that might be a little scorned by the farmers' union?
Mad at the farmers union?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a giant hot button thing right now. I mean, some of the farmers that ended up getting a really good deal out of it are mad at the farmers union for trying to reverse it. I mean, there's all sorts, the 7 coins has got heavy hands in this. So, I mean,
And it would have taken resources, because we heard from the guards earlier that they knew that iron powder in the crates would keep the monsters at bay, or at least would keep other people from detecting said monsters.
yeah.
So they would have to have access to, first of all, crates, which means they need money, monsters. I don't know what
Probably
they would
money
need for
again.
that.
Maybe
They would need a lot more money for that.
Thank you. And of course, they would need iron powder, a way to powderize iron.
Yeah.
That sounds like a merchant's guild to me.
did they seem to break out like exactly the same time, or
Yep.
one and then another one a few minutes
Both
later?
of them were ruptured at the exact same time.
Okay. So that implies there's like a signal of some sort.
Could be. Listen, the other group, adventuring group that went around, they questioned all sorts of people, and they were, I overheard them talking a little bit about some kind of signal, but I don't think they could find anything.
I mean, so this is like the farmers market area, right? Where like
Yeah.
all the farmers are. Are
Just-
there any?
Just not farmers. It's an open market, so there's lots of farmers. There's lots of other kinds of
Oh, okay.
merchants as well.
People selling kitsch, etc.
Yeah.
Were there any of the farmers like? Can I get like a ballpark estimate on how many of the farmers really benefited from the land? Is it like in the dozens or hundreds?
That really benefited, dozens,
Dozens.
It's fewer are happier with this than, the number of people who aren't happy with it.
Okay. So I wonder if one of them were like an avenue to supply crates and a spot.
Sure.
Were any of them like noticeably absent that day? Like anyone that normally is there in the marketplace that wasn't?
Listen, there's so much stuff going on that day. I couldn't answer a question like that.
That's fair.
Tyler and Dan, both of you go and roll a perception test for me.
Is that just initiative?
Yeah.
There's actually a perception button above it too,
Mm.
in the middle of the banner. Oh, nice job.
Okay. So Absalon, you would definitely notice it. As you're all kind of talking to this cabbage dude, you kind of see out the corner of your eye, you see kind of a hunched over figure in this really gross looking kind of like ratty cloak, but it covers them completely, kind of moving along the outskirts of the market. But anyway, yeah, he answers. Yeah, like there's too much going on. I couldn't answer that, man.
That's fair.
I want to point him out to the rest of the group. A suspicious looking guy wearing a cloak, sneaking around the outskirts of the market.
Would you like me to follow him?
Probably better you than me.
I was also thinking I could cast pest form on myself and turn into, say, like an alley cat and follow him that way. No one would notice a stray cat wandering around.
Whatever you're gonna do, you might want to do it because he's darting kind of quick between shadows and different little structures here and there.
I think it'd be a good idea for Cardin to do that, and Shade to also follow has backup.
Yeah,
Okay.
two people's
Then-
better than one.
They
Absolutely.
would dodge maybe like behind the cart and ditch Winston for a moment,
Okay,
and I would go ahead and cast that so that they could follow the
sure.
person.
And then while they're doing that, Shade's gonna sort of like gonna try and melt into the crowd and follow
Okay.
behind.
So Shade, you're gonna give me a stealth, and Cardin. I don't know if you need to roll a spell check. It should explain it if you click on that spell on your character sheet. See, that is level 1 pest form. You transform into the battle form of a tiny animal. Okay, it just kind of changes your stats.
I'm sneakier.
Go ahead and give me a stealth test.
Okay.
And you're going to get a plus 10 to it for being in cat form.
Nice.
That's
So when you, on the skills page, which is the little hand, or proficiencies they call it, if you click on stealth, it'll pop up a little box in modifier. You're going to put a plus 10 and click add, and then you'll click the roll button right below that. Yeah, figured out.
yeah.
Okay,
That is-
20, nice. All right. So Shade, you have a little bit of trouble kind of trying to blend in, but you feel like you're doing okay at it. Cardin, cat form, you're leaping from, maybe you're staying a little bit on the high ground, leaping from place to place, watching this person, like I said, hunched over quite a ways, kind of stealthing here and there. And eventually they sneak up behind a wagon that's selling like dried meats and cheeses. And you can see they reach up and they start grabbing meats, cheeses, and stuffing them into their cloak. Now, as you two are watching this, you can see that the hand they reach up with, it's fur covered, like this brown fur, and it's got these kind of long claws at the end of each finger. But yeah, you watch them stuff a bunch of stuff into their cloak and then start moving around again. Looks like they're eyeballing for another target. Anything you two want to do?
I think Shade's gonna watch them a little bit more,
That's
And-
kind of yeah.
probably shadow them for a little bit longer and see what, because it looks like they're stealing food so far.
Yeah, you see them move up to another stall. Yeah, and they grab more food and stuff it into their cloak. Both of you give me a perception test.
And they steal a baby.
Oh God.
What do they eat?
Tastiest meat.
We need more information.
Oh no, they're vegan. Oh, those monsters.
Oh,
It
wow.
makes them leap to action.
So Shade, you don't catch this, but Cardin, you do. You see as they're moving away from one vendor after, stuffed some fruits or something like that, like some tomatoes, maybe some zucchinis or something into their cloak. You could see they turn. Initially, you think like, oh, there's a snake on the ground right behind them, but then you look and you see that it's like a fleshy, kind of skin-toned tail. Maybe you can just see a handful of inches sticking out. It looks like they've got some kind of tail.
Would I be able to... Would it be a society or a nature check to see if I could maybe piece together who or what I feel this person might be?
Honestly, with that, I could take nature. Nature or occultism would probably be good.
Okay.
Does it resemble Dan's character, or is it a different race?
Well, you all aren't there, but the answer would be no. Dan's got a big fluffy fox tail.
Oh,
And
okay.
most
this-
of the time, I don't look like a fox, anyways. So
Oh.
Eh.
I'll give you this. That looks like a giant rat tail hanging out of the back of it.
Master Splitter, no.
He's got
Better ways.
he's got teenagers to feed.
Yeah, they're hungry. Teenagers will eat you out of house and home.
Yeah, he's actually stealing pizza ingredients. So we just
Yeah,
did.
the tomato
Yoli
sauce.
Domino's hasn't been invented yet.
Do you have cauliflower? That's a good way to make crust.
Ew.
Ew.
Cauliflower crust pizza is perfectly good. I don't want to hear otherwise. Motherfucker.
I think you may have forgotten what real
Ew.
bread tastes like if you think cauliflower crust pizza tastes good.
Anyway,
Oh god. Anywho, is there a space in like the general area of where this person is going that I might be able to like intervene and maybe like steer them into a more secluded area?
so you are a cat.
I mean, yeah, I could pounce.
So you want to try and head
Go for their
this
face.
creature off and try and do something to get them to divert course.
I could startle them.
I'll tell you what, if you want to try and startle them. Oh, what am I gonna want?
I'd probably be intimidation, wouldn't it?
I think so. I was trying to figure out if it was going to be intimidation or diplomacy, but yeah, I think it's going to be an intimidation. You give me an
If you-
intimidation test.
If you're a cat, you're basically his natural predator. Just give him a good
True.
hiss.
It's true.
This is true. Alright, come on.
So you eventually come across the side alley and you leap out and you hiss, maybe paw a little bit at the air, and you can see this thing kind of looks around, and you can see as it kind of picks its head up, you can just see the bit of like a rat snout with the little teeth underneath the hood. And it seems like it's not necessarily worried about you, more so worried about the noise you're making right next to it. And it turns down this alley. Hey, thanks for that follow. That's fantastic.
Welcome.
Oh,
Howdy.
So yeah, it turns down this alley. Looks like it's worried about all the racket that you were just kicking up.
okay.
And I guess Shade's gonna go ahead and follow down that alley
Sure.
because that seems like the thing they would do.
Is there a way that I can like skirt around to the other side of the alley before the person gets over there? So we could like,
You're gonna need to
Walk
give
along.
me an acrobatics test.
all right.
And I'm gonna go ahead and do. Should I do a stealth test to like sneak up behind them?
Yes, but it's about to be. It's about to be opposed.
right.
So I'm gonna roll a perception test.
Then I guess I'll roll my stealth now.
And I've got my acrobatics here.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Holy
Holy cow.
crap.
Holy cow.
Yes!
You are actually invisible.
I'm gonna roll it, but I feel confident they're not gonna. Oh wow,
Oh!
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
Wow.
they did good, but you did great. So yeah, you move in this alley and they don't see you sneaking up behind.
job,
Your
Irie.
acrobat. Oh wow, you have knocked that acrobatics out of the park as well. So yeah, you dart. You maybe like scale up the side of a wall. You slide back down, and so this creature is coming down the alley, and all of a sudden this cat pops out in front of it again, and you can hear it mutter something under its breath, and then it turns around to start moving the other way. It doesn't see you, Shade, but it's
Yeah.
moving to head back out of the alley.
And Shade's gonna like drop their whip. Well, not like drop it, but like
Unfurl
wield their
it.
whip,
Yeah.
Crack it.
unfurl it, and just try to make a trip attack.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
That would be an athletics test against their reflex DC.
Okay.
Get any benefit for being hidden? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Irene,
Oh my god!
you're making me feel really nervous about when I need to roll dice.
Mhm.
So,
And so-
against their reflex DC, that's, well, I mean, you rolled a natural 20, so that automatically bumps it up from success to critical success. So,
They take 6 bludgeoning damage. Holy shit.
they are prone, and you have just inflicted.
Can any of us out in the outside area see this going on?
You could
Probably
see.
not with the stealth rolls they
Yeah, they
I
were.
feel like
I'll tell you what, you guys, the rest of you all knew what you were watching for, so you could see that they turned down this alley. You could see
I'm
Shade.
gonna- if they turn down an alley, I'm gonna kind of come in behind them.
Oh, I can't do that.
I hear
Yeah,
combat, but I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Maybe we heard the sound of someone going oof.
See,
Yeah.
see what you likely heard is
Oh, my neck!
you heard
My leg!
you heard the whip crack.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then fall on their ass.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the rest of you all kind of charge into this alley, and you can see Shade stepping out of concealment. You can see this cat on the far side that you know is Cardin. And you see this creature falling on its ass. Its hood is falling back. You can see it's this giant humanoid rat creature, and spilling out of its cloak on the ground around it, all these assorted foods. And it hisses out. You will regret that. As it reaches in,
Whoa.
it pauses.
I mean you no harm.
Give me diplomacy.
Hold on. Diplomas? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. I think I have a handout. How'd you do?
12.
Okay. No, I don't. That's okay. That's fine. Anyway, yeah. That 12, it's not gonna cut it. It's you attacked me. It pulls out a short sword and it stands up, ready for action. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Do I have a map already lined out that can handle this? Not specifically. We're just going to go to the splash screen. That's the wrong splash screen. There we go. So we're going to say, Cardin, you're up here. Shade, you're right here. The rest of you are behind Shade. And this rat creature's in the middle, on its butt, short sword in hand. And we're going to go into our first initiative for the night. So if you all click on the combat tracker, it's the second tab along the top, the little fist. If you click on that, you can just click the little die and it'll roll your initiative for you from there.
Oh,
Damn.
So Basil, Cheddar, Kai. Cheddar. There we go.
wow.
Okay.
We're all rolling. I mean, I'm not mad about it.
So the creature,
DFL then.
short sword in hand, it uses an action to kick the whip off from around its feet. It uses another action to stand up. And let's see, what's a good action it can take to defend itself?
Oh, I have a question.
What you got?
So I believe. Hang on. Is it? Where is it? It is.
Does it have to do a
effective.
test to get out of that?
No. Well, no, because it's just standing up. But I have a thing. Here we go. How do I show this to you?
I don't know. What is it? You
It's my panache. So normally, one way swashbucklers get panache is through tumbling through, but I'm a gymnast specifically. So you gain panache during an encounter whenever you successfully grapple, shove, or trip a foe. Does this mean I have panache?
You have panache.
Cool.
Panache.
I apologize for the interruption.
No, that's fine. Oh my gosh. I reconfigured the table, Forge, and I didn't reactivate my GM screen, so I'm trying to remember actions combat. Fuck it, I don't care. It waits with its last action.
Doesn't cheat sheet have them all?
Does cheat sheet have it? Thanks, it might.
Delay, ready reach, take cover, raise shield.
Doesn't have a shield. Okay, yeah, there's nothing it can do. So it just spends 2 actions, and that's it. All right. Next up, we have a Basil.
All right. So it's just this rat thing, right? And we've already tried to talk it down, and it's still fighting us.
So
I didn't very convincingly attempt to talk it down.
Yeah, Absalon tried, but not very well.
Master
Has
Sliver
anyone
hasn't used this yet.
attacked?
Not
it?
yet.
Just
Well,
what
okay.
Shade did with tripping it.
Okay. I want to try and talk him down again.
Give me a diplomacy if you want to make it a peaceful talk down.
Yes.
Want to roll it and then tell me what you say.
This.
Okay, a little bit better. What do you say?
So I say, like, hey, we're not trying to fight anyone. We don't really care about stuff you grabbed or whatever. We're just trying to get some information on what went down here, and then you can go on your way. Like, we're not, trying to hunt you specifically or anything like that. Trying to make it, like, not personal to him. Just we're trying to ask questions.
Let me gather my food and then go.
Like, we'll let you grab your food as long as, you ask a few or answer a few questions, if that's okay. And then I'll even use my movement to, like, grab one of the things you dropped and, like, hand it to him.
Very, very cautiously. We can go ahead. I think at this point we're going to drop out of initiative. It was a very quick and brief initiative.
Hazel doesn't want to kill anyone he can't, or he can talk it down.
It takes this like sausage link or whatever that you grabbed. Ask your questions. Be quick about it. I cannot be seen out in the day.
Well, I feel like that's a question right there. But I just wanted to know if you knew anything about what happened 2 days ago in the square.
I do not. I
The
heard
monsters.
there was an attack of creatures of some form. I did use the chaos of the protest to gather more food, but I was gone.
Is there a reason you can't be seen during the day?
Have you seen me? My people are hunted and feared.
Have you seen him?
He's a cute little bush.
Yeah.
And
God damn it.
as he's like saying that, Shade's just gonna sort of like lower their hood a little to reveal like just how they're just horribly like mutated and warped and metal growing out, and says, "No, I get it." And then they're gonna just put their hood back up.
Very well, but my people are hunted, not allowed on the surface.
Is that like new management or like?
It has always been that way for Rota.
What word is that?
Rota.
Well, I've been trying to get some representation for my people as well here, and now that things are kind of under new management, so maybe I can add you guys to the list.
I appreciate sentiment, little plant.
Okay.
Hazel.
Basil, it's good to meet you. What is this creature's name?
Master Sliver. No, don't do that.
I want to call him Algernon.
Oh,
no.
Oh, you doomed him now.
Worse.
It's entered. His name is Algernon.
Oh gosh. Don't ever give him flowers.
Oh.
We just.
We appreciate it, but we want to be left alone from the city. Maybe allowed to do market trade.
Well, I know right now it seems like the farmers are all kind of pissed with the local government, so they might be a little more keen to do business, you know.
They will
That was
not.
kind
The farmers before there, we tried to go outside city to do trade, and they drove us off as pests.
Even since they're all pissed at the city.
We hid during the Great War. We hide now.
How many of there are you? Like, would it be too difficult for like a few people to ferry food to you regularly, or?
There are many of us. We have our own city.
Oh,
Oh.
huh.
Where is this city?
Underneath this one.
Wow. Crazy. So you know about like less savory things going around town, maybe?
We try to
Not so
avoid
much.
what happens on the surface. It is not our business, but we do come up to get food. Our young ones, we want them to eat well, and especially our young ones that are of. Is anyone like human or elf?
Guy cheddar.
I used to be elf.
Our young ones that are of your kind. They do not do well with the food that we can scavenge from the below city.
I know all sorts of plants that can grow in pretty much anywhere. So I might be able to help out a little bit with that, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's only so good. It is our city, and below that is the deep roads. We can get mushrooms from there, but it is not safe. And then further below that are the old structures, which are very dangerous.
So you just try your chances up here.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Fortunately,
So you come out at night to scavenge. Did you see anyone in the square the day before the attacks happened? Because everyone was saying that there were crates there in the morning.
Joe, high or low?
High.
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw people moving crates that night.
Ah.
Strange people. Covered in
you-
dark robes.
Okay.
And they had companions with them that moved the crates. They had odd smells to them.
What kind of smells?
They,
Smells that are smelly?
they smelled of sick and blood.
Um,
Like corpses? Like,
No, not like
zombie
death.
type or like
Not like death,
illness.
like wounds that did not heal.
Interesting. Would that ring a bell to any particular sort of creature or anything like that? Or
You could give me an occult, but I want to say it's going to be really high.
no, I don't have that anyways.
I've got that. I'll try to roll for it.
Yeah.
Giant Cheddar knows all creatures.
Guy Cheddar knows. Guy
Oh,
Cheddar knows
fuck.
all. What the
Good
fuck?
God.
Guy Cheddar did his research.
He'll also throw out there with that great one. Maybe he remembers a little more. They had smell of many different people all in one.
Oh.
Monculus or something.
Oh. That's some
Oh.
Frankenstein shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're on the
okay.
right train. So
Yeah, so flesh golems.
Mm.
Yes, I once acted in a stage play about a mad scientist who created a flesh golem, babe. It was really quite something. Everybody said I was fantastic.
Were you
as
the mad scientist
hunchback.
or the flesh column?
I was the hunchback.
Ah, okay.
They didn't even know it was me until, of course, the final curtain call, and I bowed and everything. It was performance of a lifetime, really.
anyway, I need to go. And he's been gathering up
And-
all this
He just-
food.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
We always
would
need
money
food.
help?
We do not use your money.
I
We
didn't think
always
so.
need food, though.
Is there somewhere we could drop some food off for you to get to?
Somewhere that's safe that we could meet you.
Oh, wait. She's gonna say, or they're gonna say, that cabbage vendor over.
Would
over
30
there.
cabbages help you?
How do you feel about cabbages, babe? You got 30 of them.
Some of our younglings have taken a liking to what they call the wedge salad. Cabbages may be
circle.
good.
Well, go let the cabbage people over there know that you want some cabbages. They'll give them to you.
I'm not going out there. They will kill me.
Well, okay. You know what? How about this? I feel really bad for like knocking you on your ass.
Yes, that hurts.
So, I bet it looked like it did, and this is, and they hold up their whip, and like, this is not because it's got like a little knife on the end. This is not very fun to use against people, you know. I'm gonna go get those cabbages and bring them back here. Does that sound good?
I will take cabbages, yes.
All right.
I
And
feel like the
we
card
could run
go to help carry
wheelbarrow.
stuff because they played like a very big part in quartering this person. Like,
Yeah, if you all work
Sorry,
together
pal.
for a few minutes, you can maybe even find some burlap sacks or something to load just a crap load of cabbages in.
you could save the hearts of the cabbages and grow more.
Well, I do not think cabbages will grow in the city underneath.
I'll even throw in a couple coins so we can buy some cheese or meat or something for them too.
I don't think
There
they're
you go.
going to be able to do that.
Well, no. I'll buy them a couple of gold
Okay,
worth of
okay.
cheese or meat or something
Okay,
too.
sure. So
Whatever, just
Unfortunately,
assorted goods.
Their theft isn't going unnoticed.
Yeah, the theft isn't going
Yeah.
unnoticed, so we'd like to.
I tell you what, and he walks over to a nearby sewer lid and pops the manhole cover off. Anything you want to give to us, you just lower down here. It is dry directly underneath.
Will do, babe.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you much.
Sorry for the actions of my compatriots.
I appreciate it. I wish all these people on the surface were as kind as you. So yeah, he loads up,
Maybe
takes
someday.
all the food, and drags it down below and disappears into the darkness.
Awesome.
Well, that's our good deed for the day.
Right.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Starting off on a decent foot. We've got a lot of good information so far for what we thought we were coming here for.
Yeah.
So now
See,
what?
my-
Go
It
ahead.
doesn't help our illegal goods situation.
Yeah, I was about to say,
tonight,
like,
but
we completely derailed the actual set, the actual
I mean,
campaign.
that's
also
tonight.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tonight. We haven't like abandoned that. But that's a lot to go off of, like weird people in dark robes with flesh golems. Might be able to throw that at the church guys that hired us and see if they know of
Yeah.
anyone like that.
pass the information up, at least.
Yeah.
So now what do you want to do? We got probably about 30 minutes left.
Probably just want to report that information to the church guys and then spend the
starting-
rest of the time
yeah.
like
See if they have any
Setting up,
information
waiting.
regarding who would have designs on creating their own life, unlife.
So if you go back to the temple, he's like, we do have another team working on this right now. They did bring some information back. On the beasts, the creatures found in the square, they found these symbols. And he has a rough sketch. Let me show you what we got. Oh, and that's the wrong folder. Knock it off.
I got the hiccups. Probably just the one, but
And he shows you the sketch, and that's what it looks like.
Oh my.
It
Baby.
is the markings of the dark goddess. Let me make sure I'm about to say the right name. Lamashtu. Lamashtu. Known as the Mother of Monsters.
well, that seems consistent.
Yeah.
They were following up a lead on this. But I would at this time, I would ask you to not get in their way.
If we stumble upon anything, we'll pass it along your way. But otherwise,
I would appreciate
we
that.
do have that nighttime goods mismanagement business to attend to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you guys are a church, right?
Yeah.
Do you do like charity food drives for poor people here in the city?
We do what we can, yeah.
Because I would want to try and set up something where like we say there's another place that seems like another part of town that seems like it's in need of their services in that regard, and try to
just
set up
like
like
a donation basket.
yeah, something like that in that area.
I don't know that you're
Yeah.
gonna talk them into putting it in
Into the sewer.
where they can get to it.
Well, if
Well, we can
ask
always
if we
take
can
it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if we ask if we can set up a donation basket, be like, "Oh, we made
Right. They don't have
funds.
to know
We can
it's
take it to
actually
them."
going to.
Yeah.
We do food drives and soup kitchens. I mean, they're always welcome. But I mean, if you want to set up some kind of donation basket, you have our blessings to set it up here in the church.
It would be good for people who can't make it out this way.
There's
It would be good for people who can't make it out this way, but who can help us with information.
okay. That is fine. I would warn that a good deed is an act unto itself. If you're going to use the church for this, I would ask that you don't use it as a way to, extort the downtrodden.
No, of course not. It would just be an extra reward whenever we do get something we need. Nothing untoward.
No, I'm gonna stop you there. I would provide them the food, whether they provided me any information or not.
Very well. If you want to.
Yep.
And
I'm not withholding access to food just because they don't.
This
Yeah.
silver lining is just
Yeah,
being
that's
addressed.
not related to the angle I'm going for at all. I just like want to trick them into setting up another food drive that the rat people would have more
Yeah.
access to.
This may help address, the crime around the market too.
Oh, and would be a boon for all involved then.
That's a good point.
Okay. Very well, yeah. Set it up. That's fine by me. I will leave it in your hands to manage then.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what?
I feel as if we venture out again, we might
Quite
run out of
possibly.
time.
I
Yeah.
will be right back though.
Okay.
I would like to
Probably-
utilize some of the components of my disguise kit to disguise myself as a dock worker from the area.
Oh yeah. Do you have to do a roll for that?
That I'm not sure. I'm sure it's performance based.
Yeah, if you want to go
Disguise.
just give me a skill tied to that.
I don't know what the modifier for that would be.
17's plenty good. So yeah, you can set up a very, very authentic kind of dock worker setup.
Yeah, I just want to be able to stand on the street corner and look like I belong.
Okay, yeah, not a problem.
I'd probably keep that pest form in my back pocket in case I need it at some point.
Okay,
Just be very inconspicuous for a period of time.
sure. Okay, so yeah, you all kind of gather yourselves back up and head on over to the bridge coming off of Bone Row. Where's everyone set up? So we know that Basil is disguising himself as a bush. Are the rest of you setting up on that second floor?
Yeah, Shade will. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're coming over the bridge, correct?
That's-
Is that where we're intercepting them? I feel a little.
I believe that's the plan, is to intercept them as they're coming over or as they're coming back with the illicit goods, because this is the only way they're going to be able to get back into town
Yeah.
is through this here
Through the bridge. Or over the
Bridge,
bridge,
yeah.
yeah. So are you wanting to jump them on the bridge, or are you wanting to locate who you believe it is and then follow them?
That's kind of more where I'm at. If there's like a tree
Yeah.
nearby that I could just like be napping on one of the branches or something.
I'll say, yeah, in the same kind of areas where Basil set up.
Well,
yeah, because I think we would get the bigger reward if we track down their hideout, right?
Yeah.
Well, the job
Yeah.
is recover
Or
the
interrogate.
goods.
Uh-huh.
Recover the goods and then find out where the goods were going.
Yeah.
Right. So it would be a good idea to follow them to where they're going.
Well,
So we
or
have
we
that
stop them before
Yeah,
they
or,
get there and interrogate them.
Stopping them before they
Aggressively convince them to give us
I
a
mean,
Yeah. I guess
Shade's happy
if
with
they're
either one of those options.
yeah, it could be potentially a risk if we wait till it gets where it's going though. If it's like more fortified and there's way more people there,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's hard to retrieve them at that point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Because then we'd get our 100 gold for knowing where it went, but we probably wouldn't be able to get our 200 gold for retrieving them
Yeah.
as easily.
Yeah. Arguably, the retrieving the goods is the bigger prize.
Right.
Yeah. I almost wonder if we wouldn't get paid at all if we didn't retrieve.
because they said the 100 was just a bonus.
Yeah.
So we
True.
really just need to retrieve it.
Yeah.
But I guess that just means try and leave someone alive to interrogate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So you all head over there. You get set up in your various hiding places. Just for my own personal amusement, I would like everyone to roll me a stealth test.
I was gonna say, since I was out for just a second, I don't want to be like in much of a position where like I'm peeking out or anything like
So
that.
I think the plan is Cardin is hiding in a tree as a cat.
Yes.
Basil is disguising themselves as a bush, and everyone else is going to be in the second floor of this building next to the
would
bridge.
prefer
I'm-
not to be in the second floor of the building,
Okay.
just because I don't have any ranged weapons.
Jake?
I'll be in disguise on the street, having jammed a finger down my throat to barf on the
Okay.
sidewalk.
So you're going to give me a
And then-
performance test.
All right.
So Tyler, if you want to hide in an alley nearby, that's a stealth.
Isn't there bushes? Well,
There were some
Or-
bushes. You could stealth
I
and you
mean-
could hide behind that.
I got a 22 in my stealth, so I think.
Okay. So that leaves us Kai and Shade. What are you two doing?
Go ahead, Kai.
I'm fine just kind of sitting on like the ground floor of the building somewhere, but I don't want to be like in sight. I just want to wait for a commotion.
Okay,
And,
okay.
and then do something
Cool. Shade?
because I'll stand out.
Okay.
The second floor of this building, that's like what, 20 feet?
No, it's maybe like 12 feet up.
Oh yeah. So Shade then is gonna just sort of fucking hide up on the second floor.
And there's
and
no
have-
windows or glass or anything. I mean, they're just open. The windows are just completely open. So,
That's perfect. And Shade's gonna have their star knife out,
okay, cool.
which has the throne property.
Nice.
Mm,
Holy crap there.
holy
Cardin got
cow!
a 29. You all are doing pretty good.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm avoiding stealth
Stealth again.
because I know who's going to fail that roll.
When I am in a, what is it, pest form, I
That
get a
plus
plus 10 to acrobatics and stealth.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
So, as the night moves on, eventually, and this map I'm about to take you all to, it's not accurate. It's just, a map we can work off of. So I'm going to activate this if my mouse works. There we go. So as the night carries on, so you're all back there hiding wherever you want to hide. Like I said, this bridge is huge. It stretches. I couldn't find an accurate
Very short
map.
bridge.
Couldn't find an accurate map, so just use that fucking imagination. Eventually, you see moving past at the night. You hear it well before you see it. Horse-drawn carriage, covered carriage, or wagon, I guess would be a better way to put it. Two people acting as guards walking just slightly in front of it. Each of them carries a long spear with a very wide, flat head with two tines coming off at 90 degrees of how the blade's shaped. Very obviously boar spears. And then two people on the front seat kind of guiding the mules that are pulling this thing. And each one of them you can see has a spear kind of setting next to them. And you can see them coming down the street, making their way towards the bridge. If you're saying something, Liz, it didn't come through.
I was mouthing the words to a song that I'm not going to sing because then it gets stuck in everyone's head.
Okay, that's for the best. They are. Hey,
Oh,
there's
snap.
the lollygaggers.
Hey.
Oh, snap. Raiding with the crowd.
Yeah,
Ow.
welcome to the place where we're doing the thing.
Lunch money nerds. Wow.
Oh,
Bold of you to assume
That we
yeah.
have
that we
money?
brought money for lunch.
So yeah, you can see this wagon coming down the road, heading towards the bridge. What all do you want to do?
Act
mean-
like a passed out dock worker.
Okay, and you keep acting
Yeah.
like a passed out dock worker. That's not a problem. They kind of give you a wide berth. You can see that, the two guards up front, they're really watching you. They're gripping their spears, but they're paying you no mind. This bridge at this time of night, it's Jake, Guy Cheddar's the only person on this bridge other than the wagon. Like it's ghost town at this time of night.
Are they looking like they're stopping?
They're keep going.
I want to try and use my Tanglefoot spell to mess with the wheels on the cart as it's on the bridge.
Sure.
I can assist as well.
Or you
Would
can-
you want to go at it at one side and I could go at it at the other?
Okay. You both want to cast
Sure.
that out? Go ahead and roll it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Is there a quick way to?
If you go to your spells page,
If you highlight over the icon for the spell,
It'll turn
give you
into
the-
a little die roll. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, how do you do that?
So go to your spells tab, which is the little magic wand looking thing. Hover over Tanglefoot,
Mm-hmm.
and then the little icon next to it, if you hover over that, it turns into a D20 symbol. Just click that.
It's not working.
You want me to hit the button for
Or
you?
there's
that
also
would be
the
appreciated.
cast button, and then it'll
I-
drop the thing for the spell into the chat, and then you can click an attack button on there.
I am not sure why it's not working.
Okay. Maybe Foundry's acting up. Who knows? I'll just go ahead and click that for you.
Appreciate it.
Well,
So you might be able to just use the same attack button off of Joe's too, since you're both doing the same spell.
She should be able to use the attack button now.
there it is. All right. Holy
Oh my
shit.
Jiminy
God.
crap.
Really?
Freaking
Plus
Christmas.
13?
Oh wait.
Something doesn't.
How do you have-
Oh,
No.
It's the
You're-
legendary.
It's bumped it up to legendary. And it's not letting me change that.
What is going on here?
Okay, should be trained. So that should be a +7. So we're
Okay,
gonna
nice.
subtract, what is that, 10 from that? Which is still
Okay.
a 22.
Jeez.
No, it's higher than that. You rolled a flat 19 and you get a +7. So a 26.
It's still really good.
So yeah, Basil, you did good. Cardin knocked it out of the park. So Joe, your side of the wagon, as these like brambles and vines. Hey there, Ashley. Thanks for the sub. Work at it. Starts slowing down the wheels on one side, but then all of a sudden this huge thicket kind of sprouts out underneath the other side and just completely hard stops the wagon. It's just like a boom, as the two guards setting on it are almost thrown out of their seats. They're like, what the hell? As they're looking around, they're like, what the crap? And then they point. It must have been them. But they're pointing across the bridge from all of you. As your eyes follow the path, and you see at the far end of the bridge moving down, almost like across the bridge, like forming like a human wall, 5 figures, all in robes, walking down the bridge towards the wagon. What did you say, Dan?
I just said, oh, shoot. Not that I see this, but
Anyone who would have line of sight on this, give me a perception test. Which I think would be everyone but Dan. Oh, wow. Shade did great. Or no, that was a 14. My bad. Numbers aren't my friend. So I'm going to say, Absalon, you get this information. You follow the points that these people are doing. You can see these 4 gang members arm up with spears, kind of get ready for action. As you follow where they pointed, see these 5 figures. 2 of them are in robes, dark robes, completely obscured. The other 3 seem to be in like street clothes, but there's something off about them. They're moving really weird, almost like they're not walking real fluidly. They're almost like kind of shambling. Yeah.
Do they smell funny?
Well, they're at the far end of the bridge, so you have no idea.
As a cat, I might though.
That's a very long ways. Go ahead if you want to. You can roll me a perception test, very specifically focused on smell. So just give me another perception test. And if you get above 20, I'll answer that question. 20 or above, I'll answer.
Actually, oh no.
Improved scent up to 30 feet.
Okay. You're going to give me a
you said that
perception.
was perception? Okay.
Yeah.
I can do imprecise scent up to 30 feet, so
Yes.
you got me on
Yeah.
that one.
You're not, they're too far out for you to get a
Yeah,
whiff of
okay.
them.
I smell my own puke.
So yeah, you.
Ew.
That's all anybody smells now.
Ew.
You look
Come on,
way,
guy Shredder, why'd you have to commit to the bit?
way down there, and you see 2 hooded figures, 3 kind of shambling figures, people in kind of regular looking clothes. I'll go ahead and open that up. So they're there on the map. And that's where we're going to wrap it for the night.
Damn.
Oh man, I just
The
went down right
whiplash.
here.
You got a beer? Well, I'll tell you what, if you want, we can play out this combat. I was shooting for 2 hours, but we can go a little longer
Oh, no,
if you all want
it's
to.
Fine. I mean, it depends on how everybody feels.
I'm good. You good?
I'm down to play out the combat, but
I would prefer we didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
This is a good cliffhanger. So yeah,
Yeah.
in 2 weeks, we'll pick it back up right here and see what is about to unfold. I'll tell you
Hold on
what,
to your butts.
since this is the end of our first session, why don't you all go ahead and take 500 experience points?
Sweet.
All right.
So the way leveling up works in Pathfinder, every 1,000 experience points you get is a level. So you're halfway there.
Halfway there.
On living on a prayer.
Yeah.
mhm.
Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear.
I think we got a lot accomplished.
We learned a lot about the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of information out of people today. And we got a food drive set up for those who aren't
For
able to
Algernon.
fulfill on their own. Yeah.
Food.
Algernon and her
No flowers for them.
Food stuffs for Algernon.
Flower for Agini.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what we you know,
Sorry.
that's you fart. That's what we're gonna wrap it.
There it is. I got it in the chat.
Flower for Algernon. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah, what do we got? So today is still Friday for a few more minutes, at least for us here in this part of the country. So if you, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central over on twitch.tv/GoodmanGamesOfficial, we're going to be starting out the new adventure. Well, not new adventure. It's an old adventure that they just put back out through Kickstarter. So we're doing the first sneak peek of the Goodman Games official take on it. It's the Crypt of the Devil Lich. We're running it in 5th edition as 15 level characters. They've made the bold boast that this is going to be a dungeon more difficult than the Tomb of Annihilation. So we'll see if it lives up to that. You can swing back by Sunday night here on Defenders, 9 p.m. Central, for our Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign. And then next week, we got all sorts of stuff. Every Wednesday, we've got a Pathfinder game. Next Thursday, we've got our 5th edition Ghibli-inspired Watercolors and Warriors. And next Friday, we're going to be running a one-shot of some form. I'm thinking we might do the Rocket to Russia system because Joe will be MIA.
Yep. Healing from a surgery.
There we go. Let's see. So, Irene, you want to tell some people about where they can buy your fantastic products and services?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you can find me on Twitter at DMIreneDB. I believe it's actually DMIDB. I think I'm going to double check that. That's where you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on itch.io at DMIDB.itch.io. Where you can buy all kinds of shit. You can buy adventures I've written for Brighthammer. You can buy my solo RPG, Fortunate. Or you can find my shit on Winking Witch Press on Drive-Thru RPG, which is just like it's essays that I write. So yeah, check that shit out. We did just release for Zweihander. I believe we just released Lowborn number 6 in the Grim and Perilous Library. So
Nice.
check that out.
There you go. Very cool. Well, thanks all of you for playing. Thanks for everyone who came and hung out and watched. Yeah, I don't fucking know. We'll catch you later. Check out our other stuff. Liz there dropped a bunch of links and everything, so you can follow along. You can join our Discord, and you can hang out with us and the lollygaggers over there if you want to talk about all the dumb things we do. What else? Let me, I guess, get our end screen queued up. That's all I fucking got. So I guess until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and go get that fucking vaccine. Deuces.
Yeah.
All right.